Thing about Overwatch is tough. I've been playing Overwatch since the beginning. I remember being there on launch day when the servers were a mess, playing on my laptop. I remember when all of the new heroes were released. I remember the bizarre Sombra ARG. I've got the Pink Mercy skin, the Lego Bastion skin. I mean, behind me for a while, I've had the Lego Wrecking Ball, which I think is very cool, just a cool Lego set, but also I like to have it back there because I love Overwatch. I still play it, maybe, every other day, and I still have a lot of fun with it. And it's a tragedy kind of right now because I think the game Overwatch right now, like Overwatch 2, which is Overwatch, because for people that don't know, Overwatch is a video game that they made. It was out for a very long time, maybe like 6 years, and it was a good game. And then they put out Overwatch 2, but what that really just was they took Overwatch 1 away, ported everything they wanted to port over to Overwatch 2, and then just were like, this is Overwatch again. But it's technically Overwatch 2. But it's the only Overwatch you can play. So I've been on this game for years, for 6 years. And the tragedy is I play Overwatch 2 now every day, and I kind of love it. Like, I have such fun, good games. I really enjoy the push mode. I think some of the new maps are pretty cool. I think the new characters are great. I think all of them are super fun to play. Sojourn is a blast, just sliding around. I do think her little ball of slow electricity, whatever, is a little overpowered. I think Junker Queen is a blast. I mean, as someone who used to play a tank a lot and still does, like running in, throwing a knife and getting an axe and then shooting like that, it's just so satisfying getting that right. And Kiriko is fun. She's not my favorite. I don't think as a healer, she's necessarily the most effective healer. So I find myself a lot of the time not really loving her. But I think as far as a new thing, she's very fun. She's got a fun, kit. I think the, changes they've made to some of the characters are interesting. I think new Bastion works. And I remember when they talked about 5v5 instead of 6v6, they announced it. I was very skeptical because I was like, oh man, I like the tanks. But at the same time, I knew there's too many ults. There's too many characters that can ult at once. And it's too many times when like 5 guys ult at once and then that just wipes out your team. And that could still happen now, but there's just technically fewer ults that can exist. And then on the other side, there's some characters, who are just no fun to play against. And you do a 2 shield like Orisa and Ryan, you just spent all the time wearing down the shields and they come back. And I don't know, it just wasn't as fun. Now I think new Orisa is great. So much fun to play. The only one who I don't like is Doomfist. I've never really liked Doomfist 1 though, so it's not as big of a deal. But it sucks because the Battle Pass ruined everything. And I wanted to make a video for a while just kind of venting my frustrations about Overwatch because again, this is a thing I love, a thing I still play, and a thing that a lot of people put so much time and energy into developing, and like that I think most of their work is paid off. Like a lot of this game really works. It's a lot of fun. New characters, new maps, new game types, all that stuff is great. But the Battle Pass stinks. For people that don't know what a Battle Pass is, you just it's a way to progress through a season, which is usually like 2 or 3 months of a game. And sometimes they'll have themes, and you get some experience from doing different challenges, winning games, stuff like that. And then you get rewards every step you move forward on the Battle Pass. Usually, the way these tend to work is there's a paid part of the Battle Pass and a free part. So the free part is like you still get some rewards as you play. You still get a skin or 2 and like something like that. But if you want to get most of the cool stuff, it's in the paid tier. So you got to pay. You also, if you pay, get like a boost so you move through it faster. So there's a better chance you're going to get to the end, which is where all the best stuff is. This season, it's this cool Genji skin, which I don't even play Genji. And I'm like, that's a pretty cool skin. So I do want that. So the Battle Pass as a concept is not terrible. It's a progression system that rewards players for doing challenges that are things that are A, fun to do, like new things every day, and B, can maybe help push people towards doing something the game wants them to do, right? Putting more people onto support. There'll be more support rewards in the Battle Pass that'll help kind of even it out, nudging players in the right direction. And you know what? Overall, I think the way this Battle Pass works, pretty fair. Like I've progressed at a level that I think is fine. I play, like I said, maybe 3 or 4 times a week, and I'm on level, 69 actually. I'm right before the Cassidy skin. So I think in general, that progression system works for me. So there's 3 big problems with it though. One, new heroes are on the battle pass. That's insane. The idea that you have to get to level 55, which I just got to like a week ago, to have the new hero for free is bad. It's a bad idea because this is a game where you want to counter people. So like, let's say, you know, for people that don't know, there was a meta not too long ago called GOATs. By not too long ago, I mean probably 5 years ago. It made it really easy to just kind of steamroll through all the other teams with a really aggressive, close quarters. It was all about like, let's get as much healing as possible. Everybody gets really close. We all rush in, do a lot of damage, and then we win the round, right? So you had metas like that came up that really dominated the game. I'm sure that will happen in Overwatch 2. Like they'll introduce a new character who's really, really good, and you will have to pay to unlock him or get to level 55 on the battle pass. And if it's a tank, you're the only tank on your team. So you have to be able to play that guy. So the idea that they're kind of using peer pressure almost, and the idea that some of these characters are supposed to switch out and counter each other to force you to buy this battle pass so that you can get to this character, that stinks. It's not good. If it was lower on the battle pass, if it was like level 20, you know, that would feel fine. Like I think that would be fair. Say it takes you months to get there. You know, everybody will play with this guy for a month. It'll be kind of messy and everybody will figure him out. By the time a meta is established, you will probably have access to this character. I think everybody would think that's fine. On the principle of the thing, some people probably wouldn't like it, but I think functionally how that would change the game, how it would potentially ruin gameplay, and I think that would be a minimal impact. And Overwatch was never pay to win, and I think this would give you a little bit of an advantage if you paid, but I think if it was level 20, something most people could get to in like a weekend if you really went for it, but like a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, like getting up to that level of battle pass, I think that'd be fine. Overwatch's only been out for a month. Overwatch 2, like it's pretty new still. And like I said, I'm on level 69 and I don't play that often. And I think like they say, there's that joke about a sense of accomplishment, you know, and that's something that I think like who said that? Like EA. So already not off to a great start. But I think they said that this will feel like the most rewarding Overwatch experience. And I do think if you did have to play a little bit and grind a little bit to get this new hero, but it was a little bit, but you got him, it'd be like, yeah, I got him. Cool. I did the work. You know, I played through the season and now and you would be rewarding people who maybe take some of those roles like healer where you get more rewards for playing those roles because less people are picking them. So, you know, people that are healers would get this character faster. Oh, that's good. Like, that's fair. But there's other small things that the battle pass has messed up. Like, I think this store in Overwatch sucks. And I'm sure people talked about like how some of the store things are potentially illegal in some countries, but also just the idea that like a skin shouldn't be $20. That's too much for a skin, especially because before you could earn most of the skins by playing. I don't think there were a couple of skins, like the specific Overwatch skins that like for the Overwatch League that you had to pay for. And even those I think you could get by like watching Overwatch League, but I never did that. But like for the most part, you could get, I have so many skins that by the time Overwatch 2 comes out, I haven't paid. I got a couple loot boxes here and there, but for the most part, I had earned the skins by playing through them. And I've gotten to the point where I was getting lots and lots of duplicates. You can't do that anymore. Those characters, those Halloween skins that they came out with, this new Witch Kiriko or Sojourn Inspector Gadget, which seems like they took something for the Cyberpunk skin and went, ooh, Halloween. She's in a trench coat for Halloween. And Axe Head, Junker Queen, right? Like those characters, those skins you cannot earn in the game. You can get them through weekly, you know, like if you do all of the weekly bounties every week for like a year, you can buy one of them. It used to be this thing where if I had a skin, it was kind of cool. I would show it off and be like, hey, I earned this. And this is something you would see in the game. You go, oh, that's a cool skin. And also, oh, that guy, maybe he plays a lot. And it's like, that's nice. But now it's turned into what I think, to talk about Twitter a teeny tiny bit, is what the blue check mark is going to be. Where it's like, if you have that skin, that means you paid $20 for that skin, which is paying too much for that skin. Which is kind of like, oh, this guy, what a dork, paid that much for that skin. Like, I wouldn't. Even if I had free Overwatch money, like they just threw some at me, I'd be a little hesitant to buy something new because I'd be like, people are going to think I'm just some dork who spent lots and lots of money on this. And if you spend money on the game, you know, that's fine. And if it was always like this, I think it would be fine. Apex is kind of like that, right? Just like I don't expect to have a lot of skins because I'm not going to pay for a lot of the new skins and I don't have like that battle pass if that has one. But the fact that you used to have it and it's gone now, and it used to be that you would play Halloween event and you would do the event and you would win. Eventually you would earn a really cool Halloween skin, or even like just a little fun one. Nothing like incredible, but like something. There used to be rewards for playing that just no longer exist outside of the battle pass. Everything has to be the battle pass. Like that's the thing. It's like, in theory, all of this should be fine, except the battle pass is sucking all the air out of the room. Because another thing about the battle pass, and the thing that I think, if I could change one thing in Overwatch, I might change this. As someone who used to play a lot and plays mostly quick play, I don't play too much competitive. I'm not about that. I used to, and I was fine, but it's not how I have the most fun playing this game. I miss the end card. There used to be a thing at the end where everybody would get gold medals. You would vote, give a little bit of applause, or like someone would play an incredible game, and you would get a chance to say like, oh, it's pretty cool. It wasn't anything crazy. It wasn't anything that was super intrusive or took a lot of time. A lot of people just left. Although I do feel like a lot of the time you would notice the winning team would stick around longer than the losing team. And this is just like maybe a screen you were on for like 5 seconds, maybe 10. And you would see the gold medals. You would be able to vote to give one person a little bit extra like lift and just acknowledge them. It stinks now because that doesn't exist. Now, where do you go? Straight to the battle pass, because everything has to be the battle pass. So there used to be that moment after the game where everybody would kind of decompress together in this room. You would see someone, maybe the healer. You always gave the healer the little thumbs up, like your vote. And you would see like someone did a lot of, wow, you did 10,000 healing that round. That was awesome. They would get a little extra, attention, and that would be nice. But now that's gone because it's just a battle pass. And I feel like if I could bring one thing back that I don't think would take that much work, I would do that. However, I do think because they're so invested in the battle pass, and listen, I'm a fool. I paid for the battle pass too because I want to get the cool stuff on it. And I was like, I want to see how I feel about this once. And then if I don't like it, I won't do it again. And I get it. It's a free to play game. So like that is part of what keeps it free. But it's not just a free to play game now forever, because you'll have to pay to get the single player. So like I will also be paying for Overwatch, but also it's like, these aren't things that I think people would be upset about if they weren't things that were changed. Yeah, it's tough. I wanted to kind of just vent about this for a while. I don't have solutions. My solutions are, well, I have solutions, but it's nothing crazy. New hero at level 20 on the battle pass. 25, let's say. Just because 20 tends to be, like every 10 is a skin. So 25 for the new hero. Just cut what it is now, 55, down to almost half. Halloween skins, skin rewards, things like that. Maybe just give more coins for completing weekly passes, twice as many, 3 times as many, maybe, because right now you get maybe 60 per week, and you need 19,000 or 1,900 to buy a skin. So like that, it's a lot. And I think maybe you should be able to buy a skin once every month or 2. I don't think that's insane. But the big one is bring back the gold medals and the cards and being on fire and stuff like that. Like those little things, especially because like I don't heal often. I tend to play tank, especially because originally, like I said, I was on a laptop, so I didn't have the best aiming. Sometimes I'm playing a trackpad, so it's like I want to be someone like Reinhardt who I can just kind of be. But I'll rock a Mercy if it's needed. I'm a pretty good Moira. I'm a good DPS Moira, but I also do a lot of healing. It's always been the situation where more people want to play DPS, more people want to play tank. And I do think now that there's fewer tanks, I think there's even less of an incentive to be a healer, because the healers used to be protected by the tanks from the DPSs. Now there's fewer tanks to protect the healers, so the same amount of DPS characters, so they still be going after them. I do think they're just in more danger now. But it was like the bare minimum was, at least at the end of the game, the healer that did the best would be able to get a tiny bit of recognition. It wasn't a lot, but it was something. Overwatch is a fun game. It's a really social game. Even if you're not talking to people, it's still a game where you feel like you're playing with other people. Maybe that's true of all games, but even like Halo and like Apex, some of these games don't have quite as much personality. But when I'm playing Overwatch with someone, but not on the whole team, I will refer to the other heroes when I'm talking to them. I'll say like, oh man, that Reinhardt, his shield's probably down. I will give them the pronouns that the characters have. And I'll say like, that Tracer, she probably went into there to get that thing to come back out. Because Overwatch is a really fun, immersive game where it feels like you're playing with real people, but also these characters have really specific energies. And like I said, that's the tragedy with this damn battle pass is everything else about the game is really, really good. Junker Queen's great. New robot Magneto guy, who's the new bad guy that they just put out a, little intro thingy for today, looks awesome. Like Omnic Magneto looks super cool. And to be fair, I don't want it to sound like this is all complaining because there's still plenty of time. This game is not done. It's only been out for a month. But I do think the vibe has been very like, this is it. And I would love, maybe this was even the plan built in from the beginning, but like, we'll put the hero on an insane level of the battle pass so that then when we put it on the level we were always planning on putting it on, people give us applause, pat us on the back, oh, Overwatch, Blizzard, you're so great. You're actually really listening to the fans, right? Like I can see it on the subreddit. And maybe this is playing into that. And then if that's the case, so be it. But if it's not, if that's not the plan, it's like they can change this. They can fix this game. They can make it such a cool, fun game that everybody likes. Because now it's kind of like, it's a game that I still play, and I'd love playing it with people. But if someone's like, should I play Overwatch 2? I would be like, it's fun. Gameplay's great. The battle pass is stupid. I'm almost like kind of embarrassed to have a friend who used to play Overwatch be like, yo, I should play Overwatch now. Because it's like, they're going to get in, they're going to see this stupid battle pass and be like, wait, I can't pick this character? I'm like, no, you have to get to level 55 on the battle pass. Trust me, she's not that great. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I've heard this sentiment echoed on Twitter and on the subreddit and stuff like that. A lot of what I'm saying probably isn't crazy new, but I do, as a huge Overwatch fan myself and someone that doesn't talk about that much, doesn't talk about video games that much, I feel like I just wanted to put something out there because I wanted to talk about it because it's bugging me. I'm kind of bummed. I just got done playing like 2 hours of Overwatch, had a blast. Played a lot of Junker Queen, played a lot of Sojourn. Like I'm kind of gravitating towards the new characters. In case you're wondering who I main, I will play, I think my character that I'm best at, if I'm like, I just really gotta contribute this match, it's probably Junkrat. I can get a lot of damage done as Junkrat. I think he's very mobile, he can practically fly with the 2 mines now. So like there's a lot of things like that I think make him pretty fun. As far as the tanks, I played a lot of Ryan again because you didn't have to aim. That was always handy. I played a lot of, I'll have a lot of fun as Zarya. I don't know if I'm great as her. Besides that, I do think Junker Queen out of the new 3 is my favorite. Just because I've had some moments, man, where like you do her ult, you spin into an area, you give everybody wounds, and you take that axe, get 2 or 3 of them, turn around, throw your knife, knock the Pharah out of the air. Like just these magical moments. And like that's what Overwatch, I think, is why I think I like Overwatch more than Halo. And I think it's kind of the same as baseball versus football. Right? Halo is baseball, where it's very predictable. There can be big moments where something changes a little bit, and then like, cool, that's great. I do think there's a limit to how much that can happen. Whereas with Overwatch, I think it's like football, where A, you just have way more opportunities to do different things, obviously, but B, you have those moments where you can throw a Hail Mary pass and just, use a Diva Bomb to kill all 5 people and win the game in this like kind of magical, cool, exciting way that I don't think I've experienced in any other game. Even Apex, which is kind of similar, has similar moments, but like I'm sure even if I don't like the battle pass, I'll come back. I'll play more Overwatch 2. But I wish I could say that I would recommend it because at this point I don't think I do. But I think I could. It's not the best version of Overwatch, but it could be. So whoever's in charge, not Jeff, whatever your name is, those things I said, do them. Also, I don't know, give me cool stuff free, send me free cool stuff. The rest of the Legos, I would put them all up if I got them. The Bastion one, the Reinhardt one, which I never bought, which I kind of felt like an idiot for not buying. All that stuff. Either way, I love Overwatch. Love you guys. Stay safe.